Hello, this is May Hansen with Common Sense Parenting. I would like to talk today about how to deal with fussy eaters. There's a lot of people who have 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds that have a hard time eating, and parents are concerned because children need nutrition. They certainly need to eat, and they're frustrated and they don't know what else to do. So here are a few pointers to manage the situation. The first pointer I will have is don't give your child choices. This is what's for dinner. I am pretty sure that you, being the responsible, caring parent that you are, you want to make sure that your child is nourished, and you worked really hard to work out this meal that it's meant to nourish this little person's body. And your child says, no, I don't want it, or I want something else, or I'm not going to eat it. Okay, I'm just going to say that it's okay if you don't want to eat it, but I'm not going to make something else for you. Just like that. And people would say, oh, that is crazy. How can I not feed my child? If he doesn't eat this, I need them to eat something else. Well, not necessarily. So you need to feed your child 5 times a day, right? So 3 meals and 2 snacks. So if your child doesn't want to eat this meal, all the way up to snack time, if he gets hungry, he only has this choice that you've given him or her to eat. So when snack time comes, then you move on to the next meal. But until then, this is your only choice. I'm not going to make something else for you. I'm not going to give you something else. This is what you need to eat. So your child has the right to refuse, and he's not going to starve and die of hunger because there's a meal coming within 3 hours. Does that make sense? So that is my first pointer. Don't give your child choices. The second pointer I have is if your child is old enough to feed him or herself, whether it is with their hands or with a fork or a spoon, then let them do so. Don't feed them unless they're children or unless they're babies, right? So they cannot do this, therefore you feed them. But you run into cases of 4, 5, 6-year-olds that in order for a child to eat, mom and dad have to spoon feed them. So what are you doing? You are enabling that behavior. Don't feed your child if he's old enough to be fed by him or herself. Just let him or her do it. Let the child do it. And if the child chooses not to, then we go back to the same thing. Okay, you don't want to eat? No problem. Let's go to the next meal. The next meal, same thing. I'm not going to feed you. You're going to have to feed yourself. I promise you, you're not going to go through more than 2 meals without that child taking the food out of the plate on the 3rd meal and putting that food in their mouth. Guaranteed. It's guaranteed. So that's the second thing. Don't feed your child. They can do it themselves. The third thing is make sure that there's a clear expectation for the child before the meal. I'm hoping that you have set times for meals. For example, for me, I have breakfast at 7, snack at 10:30, lunch at 12:30, snack at 3:30, dinner at 5:30. That's my schedule. So you know breakfast is going to happen. So the child is waking up, you're brushing up their teeth, you're brushing their hair, you're changing their clothes. And you say, okay, now we're going to go downstairs and we're going to have breakfast. For breakfast, we're going to have eggs and we're going to have mushrooms and you're going to have an apple. And I want you to eat it all. Okay, I don't want anything on the plate. Eat the whole thing. Or I want you to try to eat as much as you can. I want to see that you're trying to eat the food, okay? Set a clear expectation for the child so that the child knows what's expected of them. If the problem with the child is that he or she doesn't pick up the fork and feed themselves, then make that expectation clear. This time, I want you to feed yourself. I'm not going to feed you. You're going to sit in the chair and you're going to try to eat yourself. If you don't want to eat, you're going to sit there until mommy and daddy are done with breakfast. You're not going to stand up and go play. You're going to see it there until mommy and dad are done, even if you don't want to eat it. So, setting a clear expectation really sets the tone so the child now knows what's expected of them. So, when the consequence comes, which is, oh, you don't want to eat it? No problem, sweetie, but I'm not going to give you anything else until snack time. When the consequence comes, you can say, you know why? Because mama told you that I wanted you to try to eat it. And I didn't see you do that. So that's why I'm not going to give you another choice. You're going to be very clear setting those expectations so that the consequence comes in a way that the child can understand it, or the reward of, oh my goodness, you ate it all. I'm so proud of you. You're so awesome. That the child can understand why you're celebrating because you set that expectation. Does that make sense? Okay. So the next thing is, which is, I think is a pretty obvious one, which is you cannot force your child to eat. You just can't. When you do that, when you stick the spoon in there, or when you say, you're not going to move from this chair until you finish your food, just when you set them for failure like that, what you're doing is you're making a meal stressful. And a meal shouldn't be stressful. It's a good thing. It's the family gets together. We get to talk about our day or how our day is going to look like. We're nourishing our bodies, which is cause of celebration. So it shouldn't be this stressful thing. So take stress off of it by not turning it into like a punishable moment. So there you go. So those are my few pointers for parents that struggle with fussy eaters, and I hope this is helpful, and I would love to hear your comments. So comment below.